Hello, lovely readers. My name is Marlena Frank, and I'm a YA fantasy and horror author. Today I'm picking up where we left off in our Scrivener tutorial series. You can find all the parts of my Scrivener tutorial in the playlist on my profile. This is part 3. Today we'll be covering how to use the editor, setting word count goals, hiding the word count tracker, working in full screen mode, and managing snapshots. Just a reminder, I'm not sponsored for any of these Scrivener tutorials, I just really like the software as an author. I've used it for years and I want to put my 10+ years of IT experience to good use for others. I also wanted to give a big shout out to all of you writers out there giving Camp NaNoWriMo a shot this month. I'm not participating this time around, but I have in the past, and I know how scary and how exciting it could be. So good luck to all of you. Let's dive in, shall we? So I've opened up the sample Scrivener file we've been working on throughout this tutorial series. We're first going to focus on the editor, one of the features I like the most about Scrivener. I've already populated some data into them. Let's start with a blank scene. So this is what you see when you open a blank editor. You've got the ability to choose headers, a font, styles, font size, line spacing, bold, italics, and underline. Then you have left align, centered, justified, and right align. You have a text color and highlighting options. Make sure you hold your mouse button down to get the highlighting options to appear. Finally, you can build tables and bulleted lists. So let's take a look at the right side of the editor. We have buttons labeled vertical split and horizontal split. Let's say we click on vertical split. You get 2 panels that appear. It duplicates the current screen that you were on. You can click on a panel and choose a scene. Now you can look at 2 pieces of information at one time. Then you can go back to no split to remove the split. The horizontal split is one that I use very often. I find it useful for looking up character information, locations, or any other research that I have stored in Scrivener that I need to access quickly. I also love Scrivener's word count options. So on the bottom right of the editor, you can click on the tiny target icon to set document targets. So this is the target for scene 3. You can choose to aim for words or characters. As much as I enjoy the word count options, I prefer to not see them when I write. It tends to stress me out whenever I'm writing a scene to see the word count slowly creep up at the bottom of the screen. To get rid of it, you can go to View, Layout, and uncheck the footer view. You can always turn it back on later if you want to see it again. When I'm not writing, I'm a programmer, so my eyesight isn't all that great. This slider makes it easy to zoom in text without having to modify the text size itself. Finally, one of my favorite features is full screen mode. This is normally what I use when I'm writing. Just click the button with the arrows on it. You get a nice clean look to your manuscript, but you also have the ability to fade the background. You have go-to options here to instantly go to various pieces of your project if needed. Say if you're trying to remember a character's name, you have the inspector and keywords down here as well, but we'll touch on that later. You can control the page width, and you can choose if you want to see it on the left side, the center, or the right side of the screen. Once again, you have that nice text zoom option for those of us who need it. To get out of full screen mode, simply click on the box with the arrows on it again to exit. I also wanted to talk a little bit about snapshots. Now this is very important to me because since I work in IT, I hate to see authors lose their work. Snapshots are a wonderful revisioning tool and I always recommend using it between drafts or just heavy cutting. First we need to access the inspector. Click on the big blue circle in the top right of the screen. We're going to dig into the details of the inspector later. For now, let's click on the camera icon to start. In the Windows version, you can take snapshots of individual scenes. So let's do that. Click on the plus sign to create a snapshot. Double-click on the title to give it a name. I'll call this one Draft 1, and I'll copy that title so I can use it for other scenes. Now I'm going to repeat that process for the rest of the scenes in this chapter. I just modified this file. Now when I click on that snapshot, I can see exactly what was in the previous version of that file. This is super helpful if you cut something from a scene, but you still want to use pieces of it later. It's as easy as copying the text and pasting it back in. Okay, so you've made changes, but you don't like them, and you want to revert back to your original version. I'm going to take a snapshot first and rename it. To revert to an earlier draft, simply click on it and click Rollback. You'll see a notice asking if you want to take a snapshot of the current draft before reverting back. We technically don't need to do that here since I just created a snapshot manually, however, I'll still say yes. So now you've reverted back to the original draft. So I also wanted to show you what snapshots look like in a current active project. So here I have the Stolen series. You can tell that this scene has had 2 iterations, specifically when I got rid of a big chunk. And draft 1 is when I did a scene-by-scene snapshot of the whole book before moving on to the next phase of editing. Here is another set of snapshots from the same active project, but with a different book and a completely different scene. This is from Stolen, book 1 of the Stolen series. You can see that I did a snapshot back in 2014, and then a year after that in 2015. Oh my gosh. It's interesting because if I really wanted to, I could go back and look at all the old drafts of my novel and piece together what it looked like years ago. I think it's important to have records of those old sections that got cut out, those old characters that were removed, and even whole places that were replaced. Alright, I think that's everything for this tutorial. Next time, we'll look at keywords, writing tools, and how to take notes. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe. I post new videos every Friday. If you have a question about a Scrivener feature you're curious about, let me know and I'll try to add it to my series. Again, that Scrivener Tutorials playlist is available on my channel. This quote is from my debut novel Stolen, which is book 1 of the Stolen series. It's available now in hardback, paperback, and ebook. Good luck to all you folks doing Camp NaNoWriMo this month. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Happy writing!